What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This week it's Monday. This is my reaction video for the weekend. One of my favorite videos to do every week, just as we have the most stuff to talk about. This weekend was rough, man, for some players like Olave, Marvin Harrison, getting those early concussions. I know Olave got me -1 in a league. Harrison got you 0, and it's just one of those things that's going to happen in fantasy football. But my heart goes out to you if they were on your team. That's definitely no fun. We wish them a speedy recovery. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some buys and sells based on what I saw this weekend. We've been doing really well with kind of these trends for the NFL. I love doing this video. I watch basically all of the games, so this is a take that's not just based on stats. These are based on me watching the games themselves. If you guys have a second, please subscribe and like the video. So many people, you guys are watching these videos, and I love that so much. But I do need the subscribes. I do need the likes. So if you appreciate what you're seeing, I would appreciate it if you would like the video and subscribe as well. But let's get it kicked off today with my first buy of the week. Coming from an offense I was not expecting to be buying someone on, it's going to be Demario Douglas on the New England Patriots offense here. I think what it comes down to is the quarterback change in New England. Drake May looked a lot better than Jacoby Brissett. They're not going to win a bunch of games this year, but for fantasy football, I think it could mean good things for the New England offense. They're going to find themselves down a lot, so I think this is going to be a fairly similar gain script for them moving forward. Demario Douglas, though, definitely seemed like May's favorite target for the game. Douglas had 9 targets, 6 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Douglas actually has 9 targets in 3 of the last 4 games. A lot of his receiving analytics are all good. Receiving EPA, stuff like that, all checks out for him. He's a slot guy. You know, he's fast. He makes play with the ball in his hands, something we like for a rookie quarterback. I see why Drake May is trying to get him the ball. He is open for him to throw it to, and that's what rookie quarterbacks look for a lot. So for me, I don't expect Douglas to be a top 15 guy, but I think he's going to receive a lot of targets on that offense. I think this is a similar gain script the Patriots are going to have moving forward, as this is a developmental year. And Douglas is a quick guy. You know, he's going to get in the end zone, and he's going to put up some numbers if he gets all these targets. So I like adding him off waivers this week or trying to get him in Dynasty, stuff like that. I think he's going to have an okay year moving forward. Next up is going to be a tight end for the Jaguars, and that's going to be Evan Engram. Coming off a really good game for Engram. 10 catches, 10 targets, 102 yards. I think when it comes down to it for the Jaguars is they're not a great team. And I think with their upcoming schedule, this could be a similar gain script that Engram can find himself in. And Lawrence, as you can see by this chart, likes to target Engram all over the field, likes to target him on third downs. He looks for him, and he's going to be a part of that offense. We just kind of forgot because he's been hurt. But upcoming schedule, besides the Patriots game, who no one is afraid of that matchup, Packers, Eagles, Vikings, Lions, all game the Jags are going to have to throw in to catch up. Engram is a short yardage guy Lawrence looks for, and that's why those target numbers get so high for Evan Engram. So if you're looking for a tight end, you may have just found your answer, and it's possible he's on the waiver wire due to the fact that he's been hurt and recovering. A lot of times people don't like to roster 2 tight ends. So I like buying Evan Engram here if you have a chance and you're looking for someone to solidify that position for you, which has been such a struggle bus so far this year. Last buy I want to talk about, and that's going to be a wide receiver, and that's going to be Tank Dell, wide receiver on the Texans. Now, this is a asterisk buy. Tank Dell is a buy until Nico Collins comes back. Tank Dell had his best game of the year this week, really kind of led as those deep targets started coming towards him, which is no surprise. The best wide receiver on the Texans all year has been Nico Collins. So you take Nico Collins off that offense, and Tank Dell thrives. As we're watching here, Tank Dell gets open in the back of the end zone. CJ Stroud does like looking for Tank Dell. It's just there's a lot of weapons there, and I think Tank Dell had been number 3 in the pecking order. Now it's kind of a 1A, 1B with him and Diggs until Nico returns. So if you can go get him and you need a temporary fix for your wide receiver room in redraft, I think Tank Dell could win you some games until Nico Collins gets back. Maybe he's on the waiver wire because people don't like him. I really doubt anyone dropped him. But if you do have him on your team, I'm going to buy and put him into my lineup for the time being. Next part we're going to go into is going to be some sells for the week. And basically, these are 2 guys that I think moving forward are just going to lose some snaps as the other player in the backfield they share with looks better. First one's going to be Zach Moss. I'm selling Zach Moss. This is back-to-back games. where Chase Brown has looked like a much better player. The analytics back it up. Zach Moss has really bad rushing stats these past 2 times. He does see the field some for his pass protection, but as we watched in the Sunday night game there, even after Chase Brown fumbled, they still put him back on the field because they trusted him more than Zach Moss. So I think that's a very telling thing for this Bengals offense. I've been buying into Chase Brown. He's been in a lot of my videos, but sell Zach Moss. I do not trust him. I do not think he's going to be the running back to own in Cincinnati. And if you can still get away and maybe try to pass it off as injury to someone else as the reason he wasn't playing much this last game, I would do that, because this split is probably going to start to turn very, very heavily into Chase Brown's favor. Next sell is going to be a guy coming off injury. We'll see if he comes back next week. You could call this a buy too, but I already had this player in some videos last week. But sell Devin Singletary. I don't know if it's going to be a buy Tyrone Tracy. I just think what might happen is this backfield might get a little muddy once Singletary comes back. Tracy looks like the better, more explosive player, but Singletary wasn't playing terrible before he got hurt. So I think this may just turn into some sort of split with Tracy kind of playing a little receiving work, change of pace. Singletary still going to be in there because he is a fine player. But if you've been counting on Singletary up until this injury from him, I don't think you're going to like what happens moving forward for the Giants backfield. I do still think I'm interested in Tyrone Tracy. He probably got picked up last week. That was my suggestion. That's where I talked about him in a video. If you guys want to go back and watch last video's week, I'll link it down below in the description. But yeah, I don't think it's time for Devin Singletary right now. And just to finish off the Week 6 reaction video, I'm going to do 2 ads. One's going back to the New England passing offense, but Keyshawn Butte, he's kind of been up and down. Obviously, he was a huge stud in college, really been a letdown in the pros. It could have just been that they were down by so many points, but he did get into the end zone. He did have a snap percentage over 80%. These are things looking up for him, and we still don't really know who are going to be the lead weapons for New England. A lot of people thought it was going to be Jalen Polk as the higher drafted rookie here, but like we went over earlier in the video, Douglas showed out. Butte showed out. Hunter Henry scored. So I think we need to monitor this New England offense. But if you have a really, really deep roster, this might be more of a dynasty thing than a redraft thing. But I'm curious to see what happens with Butte. He did score going down the sideline in the game against the Texans. Last one's going to be Guerendo, running back for the Niners. It does seem like Mason probably plays after his banged up shoulder. But Guerendo looked like to be the one who had the slight edge over Patrick Taylor. People may have kind of just forgot since it was last Thursday, just long enough ago. But I think he's worth the cautionary ad just in case Mason misses a game or two. Obviously, the starting running back for the Niners, always something valuable for fantasy. But thank you guys for watching the video. Try to give you some clips, some analytics, some info, some buys, some sells. Love doing these videos. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you later this week for more videos to help you win your league. But thank you guys. Like, subscribe, comment below. All of it helps. Love you guys. Peace.